Hello everyone, Jessica here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel and blog. So today's card is actually inspired by a couple of challenges that I usually participate in weekly. The first one is the Simon Says Stamp Monday challenge, and this prompt for this week is Let's Doodle. So what I'm doing is actually just doodling a couple of strawberries with watercolors. I am in no way a watercolor artist. I'm not a pro, still very much a beginner. This isn't really a tutorial for watercoloring strawberries. If you'd like to try to follow what I'm doing, have at it, but there's a lot of better artists, I think, on YouTube that could show you a little bit more better process than what I'm doing. The other challenge that I'm doing this card for is the color throwdown. And that's kind of where the inspiration for the strawberries came from. The colors for this week are red, green, and white. The picture inspiration that they showed for this week was like a picture of strawberries and a drink. It was very summer, springtime. So I took the strawberries directly from that. And I'm using the Kuretake Gansai Tambi 36 pan watercolor set to do the watercoloring for the strawberries. And I'm just mixing a couple different shades of red. I'm going to throw in some blue there to create some shadow, and then a few colors, different colors of green, kind of in a dark medium, and light tones. My problem with watercoloring is that I like to mess with it. I can't leave it alone. I have to mess and fiddle with it, and then it all just becomes kind of muddy, and it's a whole thing. I'm learning. So I started off by taping down a piece of Arches cold press watercolor paper, and I have this cut down to, I believe it's 4.5 by 5 3/4. So it's slightly bigger than a card front, an A2 card front. And I just used some regular masking tape and just taped it down to my glass media mat. And this worked really well, actually. I was only working on this one, so I didn't tape it to my clipboard like I normally do. That way I can kind of move it out of the area that I'm working on for when I have another project. But it worked well just taping it to the glass media mat. And I really like the fact that it has that white area off to the right hand side. I've removed the silicone mat that comes with the glass media mat, and I just mixed my paint directly onto that. And after everything was said and done, it wiped completely clean and was ready to use again. So far I really like this glass media mat. Let me know if the lighting is okay. I think it is. I think I've gotten it to where it works pretty well. I know there's still a bit of a shadow. I actually have a couple more lights coming to hopefully lessen the shadows and brighten everything up a little more. I also have a microphone coming too, so I can stop using my Galaxy tablet as a microphone. It works, but it's not very good sound quality, I know. So I'm just upgrading a few things. I had little dots of the purple where the seeds are, and then I'll go through and add the highlights in white. I don't think this turned out too bad. I was a little reluctant to kind of post this video just because I'm still very much a beginner with the watercoloring, but creativity takes courage, right? I'm going to use a wonky rectangle stitch die, and cut out the strawberry panel. And then using my Tim Holtz stamp platform, I'm going to directly stamp onto this piece. And I'm using one of the new stamps from the Concord and 9th. This one came in their Turnabout wreath stamps, that set. And I'm using MFT Extreme Black. Now, because this is watercolor paper and it is textured and it soaks up the ink so well, I actually end up stamping this 4 times just to get it dark. And then, so I don't smudge it, it was still a little bit wet because I stamped it so many times. I used my heat gun to heat set that and make sure it's dry before adhering it to the card base panel. I'm using the thank you die from the Concord and 9th again. This time it's a stamp red lipstick. That's just a scrap piece that I had. I'm going to adhere that to the inside of the card with multimedia matte glue. And then I'm also going to stamp on the inside of the card. I turned it that way because if you would like to watch another video by me using the Kuretake Gansai Tambi watercolors, I have a video on the lower right hand corner of the screen for you to check out. As always, thank you so much for watching, subscribe if you haven't already, and like this video. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! Meh, meh.